Sri Swami Samarthas, Sri Gurudev Datta, Chapter 21, The Dead Shall Become Alive. The sannyasi said, "You are mourning in a vain. He who has come to birth in this world has to die. How long can last foam or a bubble in the water? This body is made up of 5 principles, and when they are separated, the body also perishes. Sattva, Raja, and Tama are the 3 qualities of those principles. Sattva begets God, Raja begets human being, and Tama begets demon. Man does good and bad actions, and accordingly he gets enjoyment or suffering in the next birth. Being deluded by the affection and greed, men have pleasures or miseries. They are dependent on their actions of the previous birth. Even gods and rishis have to suffer. Only is not grieved at death. When a female is pregnant, in the beginning the fetus has no shape, but it develops and comes to birth. It is therefore evident that it will perish one day. A body is like a bubble in the water. Some die in childhood, some in youth, some in old age, as per actions of the past life. But due to affection, it is said that she is the mother, he is the father, son, wife, friend, and so on. The body appears to be clean, but it is full of flesh, blood, urine, filth, etc. As one comes to birth, one's enjoyment and suffering are destined. No one has won victory over death. One sees treasure in a dream, but of what use can it be in practical life? You had many lives in different yonis, that is, species, examples, animals, birds, worms, human beings, etc. But how many of these can you recollect? If you had been a human being, can you tell me whose wife or daughter you had been? If you cannot know this, why do you mourn, saying, "My son"? You give the corpse to the Brahmins for funeral. Hearing the advice of the sannyasi, the Brahmani said, "You have advised me, but I am not satisfied, and if the fate is unchangeable, why one should adore the god? If iron is not transferred into gold by the touch of paris, philosopher's stones, what is its significance? Being unfortunate, I adored Sri Guru. If one has a fever, one goes to physician and seeks relief by his medicine. Sri Narasimha Saraswati is the incarnation of Trimurti, 3 gods. He blessed us, giving us sons with long lives. How can it be untrue? In the circumstances, why this calamity should befall me? Therefore, I have decided to give up my life." Hearing her decision, the sannyasi said, "Sri Guru has blessed you to have sons having long lives, and still your son has died. Then you should better go to the place of Adumbar with your dead child." Being encouraged in this fashion, she tied the body of her son and at her back and came to Adumbar. She dashed her head on the padukas and began to mourn. As the night was approaching, the Brahmins again asked for the dead body, but she refused to give. The Brahmin said, "The body will emanate foul odor tomorrow, and then she will have to give it." Saying this, they went home. Only the parents remained there. Later on, after midnight, the parents felt drowsy and got a nap due to exertion. In her dream, she saw a person with a vibhuti marks on the body, a wreath of rudraksha around the neck, a trishul in the hand, and a tiger skin on the body. He said to her, "Why are you blaming me and mourning? What ails your son?" Saying so, he applied bhasma or vibhuti to the forehead of the son, opened his mouth and blew air into it by his mouth. Thus oxygen was infused in his body. The result was that the boy began to move his limbs and came to life. At first sight, she was frightened. She thought that one sees in one's dreams whatever in one's mind. But as she awoke, she found that the boy was making movement and his body was warm. At first, she placed the boy away out of the fear, but the boy sat and asked for something to eat. As he was hungry, she took him to her breast. Milk came out profusely from the paps. Then she gave up fear and was delighted. She aroused her husband. Both bowed to the padukas of Sri Guru and prayed, "Kindly forgive us for our harsh words." They took rounds of the tree and went for bath. After bath, they washed the blood on the padukas and worshipped them with a great devotion. By this time it was morning. The Brahmins came there again for the funeral, but they were wonderstruck to see the child alive. All were glad to see this miracle and praised the greatness of Sri Guru. Sri Gurudev Datta, Sri Swami Samartha.